Okay, let's take a look at Chapter 7, Lesson 3. And today we're going to look at writing numerical expressions. So we've talked about how to use order of operations. And now we're going to take those order of operations and kind of work backwards to write the numerical expression that we would see for a problem. So let's look at example 1. Terrell went to dinner with his friends and ordered 3 tacos. Each taco costs $2, and he has a coupon for $1 off his purchase. The total cost in dollars of Terrell's purchase is represented by the phrase multiply 3 by 2, then subtract 1. Write the total cost as a numerical expression. So he went to dinner with 3 friends, ordered 3 tacos. Each taco was $2, and he has a coupon for $1 off of his whole purchase. Okay, so it says multiply 3 by 2, then subtract 1. So the first part we need to write is, how do we multiply 3 by what? What did it say? Multiply 3 by 2. Okay, multiply 3 by 2. Then subtract 1. Okay, and it says write each part as a numerical expression. So if we multiply 3 by 2, we're going to say that's 3 times 2. Then subtract 1 means we're going to minus 1. Okay. Then the bottom part says combine the numerical expressions to represent the total cost in dollars. Add parentheses if needed. So we're going to say 3 times 2 minus 1. Now, 3 times 2 minus 1, we're going to multiply first and then subtract. Remember yesterday when we talked about please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Oh, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This tells us we're always going to multiply before we add. So in this case, we don't need parentheses at all. Okay. And notice today we're writing the numerical expressions. It doesn't actually ask us to solve it. If it asked us to solve it, then we would have to figure out 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 minus 1 would be equal to 5. But this first part is the numerical expression we need. Okay, let's turn the page and look at the next page. Example 2 says a ticket to a basketball game costs $25. Popcorn is $8. 3 friends bought tickets and popcorn. The expressions below give the cost for 1 friend and for 3 friends. Compare the 2 expressions without evaluating them. So 1 friend is 25 plus 8. So the ticket is 25, the popcorn is 8. 25 plus 8. 3 friends, we would have to take the amount for 1 friend, the 25 plus 8, and multiply it by 3. So it says both expressions contain the same addition expression. Write the addition expression. Well, they both have the expression 25 plus 8. Okay, an expression is just another word for number sentence. Okay, so what's our addition sentence? What's the addition expression? For 3 friends, the addition expression is multiplied by how much? Well, we multiply it or times it by 3. So the second expression is how many times larger than the first? 3 times larger. Okay. Down below it says write the phrase add 7 and 11, then divide by 2 as a numerical expression. I know on map testing a lot of us are seeing problems like this where we have to tell what expression matches up with it. So write the phrase add 7 and 11, then divide by 2. So part 1, add 7 and 11. That would be 7 plus 11. Part 2 says divide by 2, then divide by 2. So divide by 2. So if we write each part as a numerical expression, oh, I'm sorry, I did this backwards. I apologize. This one, the numerical expression, we would have 7 plus 11 divide by 2. I did it backwards. This top part, it says write it out. So we're going to add 7, and, can you change the plus into the word and? 11. And then, we don't want the symbol divide. We want then divide by 2. I apologize. This is what it should say. Add 7 and 11. Then divide by 2. Okay. So down below they wanted the numerical expression with the numbers. That's what numerical means. Then if we're going to combine these expressions, we would say 7 plus 11 divide by 2. But according to order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, right? It says we need to divide before we add, right? Divide before we add. Well, in this case, we want to add first and then divide. So we want to put those parentheses in around the 7 plus 11 so that we add first, then divide. Okay, let's take a look at the next page, the independent practice. It says, write each phrase as a numerical expression. So now let's read what this says and write it in a number sentence, okay? Divide 15 by 3, then add 13. Sometimes it helps to write below the words, write what it means. So divide 15 by 3, that would be 15 divided by 3. Then add 13, plus 13 is what that part means, right? Now we just have to figure out, do we need parentheses in there or not? It says divide first, then add. Well, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add or subtract. We're already dividing before we're adding, so we don't need parentheses. We're going to just write 15 divided by 3 plus 13. The next one. Subtract 4 from 20, then divide by 2. Let me just realign this. Subtract 4 from 20. So we start with 20, subtract 4. Then we're going to divide by 2. Okay? Now we need to determine, do we always subtract and then divide? Well, this tells me I need to divide then subtract. But here I want subtraction first, so we need parentheses. We're going to have 20 minus 4, that's in parentheses, then divide by 2 because we have to do the parentheses first. The next one, add 9 and 4, 9 and 4, so add those, then multiply by 2, times 2. Now, order of operations said I'm going to multiply, then I'm going to add. But here I want to add first, it says in this numerical expression. So again, we're going to put those parentheses, so we do the adding first because it's in parentheses. Then we'll multiply. So 9 times 4, 9 plus 4 in parentheses times 2. Okay. Let's take a look at the next one. It says make sense of problems. Compare each of the numerical expressions without evaluating them. So expression 1, 7 times 4 in parentheses divided by 2. Expression 2, we just have 7 times 4. And it says both expressions contain the same multiplication expression. Write the multiplication expression. Well, what do we see in both of them? We see 7 times 4. Expression 1, the product is divided by what? It's divided by 2. So expression 1 is blank as large as expression 2. Well, we divided it by 2, so it's going to be half as large, right? We split this one in half into 2 parts compared to that one, okay? Then number 6 says expression 1 is 2 plus 5 plus 8, and expression 2 is 4 times 2 plus 5 plus 8. Both expressions contain the same addition expression. Write the addition expression. Well, I see this in both of them, 2 plus 5 plus 8. And in expression 2, the addition expression is multiplied by what? It's multiplied by a 4. So expression 2 is blank times as large as expression 1. It's 4 times as large. Okay? What I would like you to do today is I want you to turn to page 497. And on page 497, and 498. I want you to try number 1, filling in the blanks, comparing the expressions, right? Writing the subtraction expression, the difference, that subtraction is multiplied by how much and how many times larger. And then I also want you to try on the next page, I want you to try number 6 at the very bottom, okay? Try that test practice question. So you're going to try number 1 and number 6. When you are done, sorry about the pause there, when you are done, number 1 and number 6, I want you to turn it in.